This video is going to examine some SSL TLS related items and also configure our server to use a SSL TLS X509, I guess is the technical term, certificate that is custom for our domain name. So, um, first thing the lab sheet tells you to do is to run SSL dump in the terminal. So you type SSL dump, hit enter, and it's doing nothing. And that's expected because what that utility does is dump SSL connections that come in. So now we need to go try to connect to the page. And see what happens. So we try to connect. We got a warning. We'll come back to that in a moment. If we go look over here at SSL dump, we'll hit Control C to get out of that. If we look over here at SSL dump, you scroll back up, and that gives you a text breakout of what's actually happening, which I like because it kind of makes it easier to see the flow of what's going on. So the way the SSL connection works is the client sends a client hello, which is like, hey server, what's up? You want to chat? And then within that client hello, the client sends all the different encryption suites it supports, which are encryption and hash algorithms. And then the server sends back a hello, and the server picks one of those that it wants to use. So that's how they agree upon which cipher they want to use. The server tells it which one to use out of the client's list. So the client's list has this one in there, and there is where it was at. So how does it determine which ones it uses? Well, there's a default setting for which ones it prefers on the server, and the server will pick based on that setting for what it wants to do. So that's one of the things that's interesting to note about SSL, that the client sends the list of ciphers and the server picks the one it wants to use. So we could see these things in Wireshark 2 to some extent, but it's a little more tedious to look at. You have to look at multiple frames to see it. So I like the all laid out one list to see it. So there's the cipher suites in the client hello, which we looked at, and here's the server hello, and that's where it picked the algorithm within Wireshark. So back to what we're actually seeing, we have a warning message here, and if you normally when you connect to HTTPS sites, you don't get the warning message. So if we click on advanced to see what it is, it says self-signed certificate. So let's look at our certificate, and if we look at the certificate, it's not signed by a trusted certificate authority. So in a lab environment or your own environment and you're aware of this, then this is fine. But if you're out, browsing sites that are supposed to be secure, they should have certificates that are signed by trusted certificate authorities. So what does a trusted certificate authority even mean? Well, it's a transitive trust model, really, where the server operators get their certificates signed by a certificate authority, and those certificate authorities are supposedly vetted and trusted entities that we will trust the certificates that are signed by this authority. So since we trust the certificate authority, and the certificate authority trusts that server person who made that certificate, then we trust the certificate. Yes. All right. So, well, how do you know which certificate authorities you trust? Well, you can go in here and look in your browser if you can find them. It changes it changes quite frequently which certificates, where the link is, depending on which browser it is. So I've found it in Firefox. I went to Preferences, and then privacy and security, and scroll down, and then there's view certificates. So there's a couple different places. You have your certificates, people, servers, and then authorities. So authorities is the people you trust. And if we scroll down through here, we trust a lot of people, right? So I'm not saying we shouldn't trust this many people. Mozilla, the people that make Firefox, decided we should trust these people, and included these certificates in the browser. But I don't know who Tubitak, Kamu, Sma, Cock, whatever. I don't know who those guys are. Certifis, Kasi. But yeah, I trust them. If I got a certificate signed by that guy, I would accept that. So that is how that works, and how you can see the certificate authority. So yeah. The next step is to set up our server for SSL TLS to have its own self-signed certificate. And I was going to do that in this video, but now I think I'm going to create a new video to start over, because I know how much you guys hate long videos.